or not? Come on, good afternoon everyone. That's like it. Whenever I go to any kind of colleges or any kind of seminars, I always focus more on excitement. And the reason is because as we grow up, probably we forget to get excited and we just cope up with the pressures of the corporate world, pressures of the grades, pressures of the marks. But then hardly we get excited these days and we have actually forgot to smile. So probably that is the only reason I always focus on excitement. There will be many speakers over here who might be talking about inspiration, talking about change and to do something on your own. But then I'm a kind of a person who probably believes that a failure story teaches you more and makes you smile in your present more than the motivational stories. And if you don't believe, I'll share about my one experience. It was my first seminar in a college. And I was so nervous, like there were around 200, 250 people sitting in front of me and it was my first seminar. There was one college in Mumbai who invited me that you can come ahead and share your experiences of publishing the book. And I was so scared at that moment because I was never used to stage speaking. And that was why what I had done was, I had this habit from my engineering days. I used to write all the answers on my hand. And that is why I had written at least my introduction on my hand so that I don't fumble during my introduction at least. And I had written the entire introduction on my hand and I was rehearsing it in front of the mirror in a washroom. I was just rehearsing the lines so that I don't fumble at least in the beginning. And suddenly a girl came and asked me, "Sir, are you nervous?" Now when a girl is asking, come on, I was like, no, I'm not nervous because a girl is asking. But then the girl was like, "Nahi sir, you are nervous." And I'm quite confident. So that is why I thought of like just asking her, like, what makes you feel that I'm nervous? And the next thing that the girl said was like, "Sir, I don't feel that you're nervous. I'm quite confident that you're nervous because you're standing in a ladies' washroom." And I had no clue what to say. The most embarrassing part of the entire seminar was the girl was sitting in the front row for the entire seminar and she was smiling. And that was a kind of a scenario at that time. But then the things changed and it is important to believe in yourself. And that is what I exactly did. It was like during my engineering days. It was my first day of my engineering college. I never wanted to do engineering. You people might be from HindujaCollege over here, and so you people are quite lucky you belong to the commerce field. But then for engineers, the ratio of guys versus girls is a bit odd, and that is why in my class there was no source of entertainment. Also, that if I have to spend that entire 1 hour, what I have to do? There was no source of entertainment. There were no girls in my college. So apart from watching the professor's face, I had no option in front of me. So it was very difficult for me to actually cope up with that entire 1 hour. But then luckily what happened was one month continued like that. I had no source of inspiration that if I have to come to college in the morning, getting up at 7 o'clock and coming to the college, no source of entertainment at all. But then luckily I got a girlfriend in my college. So now that was the only source of inspiration that why I have to come to college, getting up in the morning. But then after getting that source of inspiration, I never went to college. That was like an irony part of it, that I never went to college after that. And yes, I went to the campus, but then I never entered the lecture. Situation was like that my girlfriend roll number was 33 and my roll number was 36. So whenever professor entered for the roll call, and he used to see that 33 is absent, so he never used to call 36. Because he knew that 33 nahi hai, to 36 class mein hone hi nahi wala. So that is the kind of a situation was there at that time, and it was like that. And as I said, the ratio is quite odd. So what happened during that time was, whenever I used to roam around in the campus, I used to get noticed by my professors. No, I don't used to do such kind of activities in the college, but then still, I used to roam around with my girlfriend and I used to get noticed by my professors. So whatever we speak about the professors, whatever we talk about them, whatever we think about them, but then in the entire one semester, even they get 1 day that is called submissions. So even I have had that some kind of submissions, and like I'm quite sure over here also attendance might be like 75% compulsory over there for the students. But my attendance was around 22 to 23%, and the professors didn't accept my submissions. And what happened after that was it was extremely difficult for me because at that time, for some kind of reason, the professor failed me. And it was very difficult because before that, I never failed in my exams. It was a smooth life till then. And what happened after that was I got a couple of year drops in engineering. And the girlfriend about whom I was talking about, I had a breakup with her also. So that was like a cherry in the cake for an add-on to my depression. And I was literally in depression for almost a couple of years. I got a 2-year drop in engineering. I had no clue how to cope up with the outside world. It was extremely difficult for me to even talk with my parents, to speak with my friends who were now almost in the 4th year of engineering. And it was very, very difficult for me to cope up with them. And what happened was, I decided that no, this is not happening, and I locked myself in a room. Why I'm telling you about this incident, I'll come to that how is it related to the life incident, and how that actually turned me into a writer. And what happened during that time was, I literally decided that no, this is not happening. I cut out with the outside world because it was extremely difficult, because my friends used to discuss about their 3rd year engineering, 4th year engineering. I had no clue what to talk with them. My parents used to give me such kind of a look, because what happens during these days is, when you are into such kind of a depression, whenever you are into your academic failure, suddenly those relatives whom you don't know, they also start caring for you so much that they keep calling you daily. So even my such kind of relatives used to call my parents daily. Now what will happen to your child? What will you do in the future? And all others are like going into the 3rd year, 4th year, but then he's still struggling out there. So that was a kind of a scenario at my home. So it was very difficult. And at that time, what happened was, I started writing my own diary. And I started writing my own diary. It was not like I used to write it on a daily level, but then whenever I felt depressed, I started writing it. In the beginning of this seminar, I was talking about excitement. I was talking about something which is about your passion. And that is what exactly I did. I started writing, and I realized that when I'm writing now, what is happening with me is, I'm actually getting out of my depression phase. As we grow up, we just quit our extracurricular activities. Probably there will be many of you who might be interested in dancing, singing, playing guitar or sports or whatnot. But then as we grow up, we just cope up with the pressures, we just cope up with the grades, and we forget to get excited, we forget to actually enjoy our life. And when I started writing, it helped me a lot to come out of my depression. And that is what I wanted to tell over here, that when you are pursuing some kind of a passion, you just go ahead and complete that. Just don't stop it because of the corporate pressure, because of the college pressure. You should just go ahead. And what happened was, when I started writing this diary, it helped me to come out of my depression. Couple of years I wrote this diary of mine. I cleared my 2nd year, I cleared my 3rd year. I was into my 4th year of engineering when one of my friend happened to read this diary of mine. And it was a birthday party at my home, and there was no one at my home. So guys, especially when there is no one at our homes, what kind of party we do, we all know. So that was one similar kind of a party that was going on at my home, and my friends were at my home. And what happened was, he happened to read this diary of mine, and suddenly he told me that, Sudeep, you should give a serious chance of publishing this diary. And I was literally staring at him for 2 minutes. यार इतनी मुश्किल से तो engineering के 4th year तक पहुंचा हूँ, and now this guy is telling me to publish a book. If I would have told this thing to my parents at that time, that mom, dad, I don't want to do engineering now, I want to go ahead and publish a book, they would have kicked me out of my house. Then he was so behind me, he was literally behind me, that Sudeep, go ahead and publish this book. So finally I told him, like, शायद तेरे को थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया, कल सुबह बात करते हैं. It's not happening anymore, because whatever you are saying, it's not practically possible. I have literally no idea how this publishing industry works. I have no idea how to actually go ahead and speak with the publisher. But then he was behind me, and that is why I decided, just for my friend's sake, I should go ahead and publish it. And I sent my script to almost 8 to 9 publishers of India, but then everyone rejected it. But then luckily there was this one publisher who replied me and said that yes, we are going ahead and publishing your book. And I signed the contract and everything happened. But then still, after like a couple of months later, I got no reward from this publisher. And I was busy in my 7th semester, so I forgot like what is going to happen with that and what exactly is happening with it. Suddenly after a couple of months, this publisher mailed me and told me that, Sudeep, this is the cover page of your book, this is the title of your book, Few Things Left Unsaid, and it's on pre-order on Flipkart, and it's going to release next month in all over India. Probably at that time, I should have been happy that my first book is getting released. But then, to be very true with you guys, I was shit scared. Because till that time, my parents had no idea that I have written such kind of a book. and it is getting published. So the biggest task in front of me was not to tell my parents that I have written a book, but then the biggest task in front of me was to actually convince them that whatever I have written in this book, it's a fiction and it's not a true story. Because now if they would have realized that it's a true story, they would have realized what all things I had done during my engineering days. And that was the biggest task in front of me. It was a Sunday, I went ahead and I told my parents, I went outside in the living room and I told my mom and dad that Mom, Dad, I need to talk very serious about you. So let's get into my bedroom, we need to talk very serious. The next moment they thought that the next moment they probably thought that isko aur ek engineering mein drop lag gaya hai. There are some kind of thing he has done again. So probably they made me sit down and asked me very calmly that what happened? Did you fight with your professors again? Did you again get a year drop in engineering or what exactly has happened? And I was like, no, don't worry, it's a very good thing. I've done something very good. And I opened my laptop and I showed them that this is the cover page of the book and this is the book that I have written. And I expected some kind of a reaction from them. But then it was a typical Indian parent reaction. They said that ठीक है ये सब तो चलते रहता है, exams आ रहे हैं, थोड़ा पढ़ाई पे ध्यान दें. All these things will happen later on. But then when exams are there, we need to answer our relatives, we need to answer our neighbors, so concentrate on our exams. Books and all is fine. And I was like, okay, fine, cool. Instead of discussing ahead with them like what will be the plans, I said that it's okay. Even I concentrated on my 8th semester and I went ahead. And after 8th semester, during that time, Facebook was not a big craze. And what happened during that time was, I never used to go ahead on Facebook. Like these days, people, even between the lectures, you just keep refreshing the page almost after a couple of minutes. But that was not a thing during 2011. I still remember I was on Facebook only for a couple of reasons, probably that game called Farmville or Fishville or something. There was like these couple of games from which I was there. But then I suddenly opened my Facebook and I saw like there were more than 500 requests from my Facebook. Now if I was a girl, I would have still accepted it because for a girl getting a 500 request is not a big deal. But then for a guy getting a 500 request within a 1 month, it was like something unbelievable. And I was like, what exactly is happening? I don't know. So that is why I gave a call to my publishers. And at that time, my publisher told me that your book is already in the market. And it is already in the market. It has sold more than 75,000 copies till now within a month, and it has been in the bestseller list on #1. If you can just change the slides. This was a book which has till date sold more than 2.5 lakh copies. But then what exactly happened with me and what I was telling you exactly was, it took me that one moment that made me realize that I should go ahead and publish a book. And that one moment can change everything. And that is why in the beginning I was saying that failure stories can actually teach you more. If that in that one moment when my friend told me that you should go ahead and publish a book, if I wouldn't have taken that things very seriously, probably I wouldn't have ever written 6 books and I would have never taken writing as full time. But then as I said that if it's your passion, then you should go ahead, forget about what the society says, forget about what your parents think, forget about your neighbors, but then if it's in your will, and if you are convinced that you can go ahead and fulfill your dreams, then you should go ahead and do that. Because as I said that when I wrote my first book, I came out of the depression and gradually it became my passion. And I went ahead and I wrote almost 6 books. Like 4 years journey. It's been a 4 years journey till now, from 2011 to 2015. And in 4 years, I've written almost 5 books. The new books have just released. You are trending in my dreams. And the thing was, if I wouldn't have believed in myself, then probably it wouldn't have happened. So the thing was that I believed in myself and that was the only reason it could have happened. Otherwise it was not possible. And it is very important today that we people, you all are youngsters over here and probably we just follow whatever our professors say, probably we just follow whatever our elders say, but then it is very important to ask why we are going to do this activity or probably what are we going to achieve by doing this activity. If in the beginning I was not sure that yes, I am going to publish this first book, if in the beginning I was not sure that I am going to publish my second book and what exactly I am going to do with these things, then I wouldn't have been standing over here. It is very important to ask, like one professor enters your classroom,
gives you one assignment, you are not sure why you have to do that assignment. No one ever asks that what you are going to achieve by doing that assignment. But then just because your professor says, you just go ahead, take your notes from the first bencher and you just copy it and you just complete your assignment. No one knows that what you are going to achieve by doing that. But then still we do these kind of activities, but then we are not sure about what we are going to achieve by doing that. Many people ask me that when I am about to write my first book, when I was about to write my second book, what thing you keep in your mind? And I'm like, if I'm not sure about the message that I want to convey to all my readers, then probably it is not possible that I can write a good book. I can just write a mediocre one. Probably the characters won't be strong in that, but then it is very important to be focused in your life. And if you're focused enough, then probably success will follow you. I believe that yes, I am successful, and I'm not talking because my new book, You Are Trending in My Dreams, released on #1 across India, beating all the other authors in that category. But then I'm talking because I feel that whatever I'm doing it with my passion, and whatever I'm doing, I'm completely satisfied with that because I see my friends out there who are earning in crores. Success has different definitions for all. Success is not about how much income you are earning. Success is not about like what is your bank balance. If you ask me what is success, then probably I define it in one line, that if I am able to sleep peacefully before, and if I am able to sleep peacefully, if I am able to smile before going to sleep, then I believe that I am successful and I can afford a smile before going to sleep. That is the only reason. The reason is because I see so many people out there these days who are probably earning in lakhs, who are earning in crores, but they cannot afford a smile before going to sleep. And if you cannot afford a smile, then what you are going to do with those crores of money, I don't know. So it is important to just go ahead and follow your passion. That is the exact thing that I did. And hurdles will come your way. Hurdles will come your way and will continue to follow you. But the thing is, you should be very focused. I was on the peak of my career. I was on the peak of my career in January when my books were selling in lakhs, when my books were selling almost on #1 across India. But then suddenly one bad incident happened with me and an electric pole fell on me. Electric pole fell on me when I was standing on a road. I used to drive at like 100 kilometers per hour. I used to drive my car at around 150 kilometers per hour, but then nothing happened to me. But then on one fine day, I was just standing on a road and an electric pole fell on me and I was hospitalized for almost 3 months. I had a major surgery. Even today, they have inserted a big rod in my leg. I had a major surgery. I am advised to not travel much, but then still I go ahead and do that. It's not that I'm not obeying the doctor's order, but then if it's in your passion, then you can go ahead and do that. If some corporate company would have told me that in probably last month I have traveled to around 14 cities, I have traveled to around more than 40-45 colleges and 20 to 25 schools. If a corporate company would have told me to do this thing, I would have resigned at that very moment that I'm not going to do this. But then it's my passion and that is why I'm doing it. In that 3 months, when I was at the peak of my career, I was advised to not use social media. I was advised to cancel all my events. I had to cancel all my launches and everything. But then whatever happens, happens for the reason. Probably I realized during that 3 months, it was a complete emotional trauma for me because I was not even allowed to walk. I used to walk through a walker on my one leg for almost 3 months. And at that time, I realized that what success is. Because after that 3 months, when I started walking on my own feet, I realized that money is nothing and it is important to be fit and it is important to actually believe in yourself. Because at that time, if anyone would have asked me that what you want to do in my life, then probably I would have answered that I want to walk. But then for us, when we think about it now, तो तुम लोग सोचोगे यार चलने में कौन सी बड़ी बात है, हर कोई चलता है, इसमें क्या बड़ी बात है. But then at that very moment, it was very difficult for me, it was very painful for me. But then my parents stood beside me, my friends stood beside me, but then still after that, in that 3 months, I never gave up. I decided that if I am at home for those 3 months, I'll utilize that, and I again wrote in my new book, You Are Trending in My Dreams, which probably is released almost a month ago. And in 1 month again it has sold more than 75,000 copies. If I wouldn't have believed in myself, it wouldn't have been possible. As I said, success has different definitions for everyone. But then important is to just keep up the pace, and you have to be very focused amongst yourself. You need to be very sure that where you are going to head your life ahead. I'm quite sure if I'm going to ask over here to almost all the people that what are your 3 dreams, nobody can tell me that unke 3 dream kaun se hai. Because I'm not talking about those shitty dreams like getting placed in one of the best companies in India. I'm not talking about those shitty dreams like getting around 40-45 lakh package. I'm talking about that dream for which you are living. And I'm quite sure that almost 90% people out there won't be able to recognize that why exactly are they living. And if you are able to recognize that, then yes, success will follow you. It is important to realize why you are living. And I think I'll not take much time. That's it. Thank you so much for being so patient and listening to me. Thank you so much.